Welcome back to Skibi Defense. Today we are going to be ranking every single unit in the game. But before we start, I have to say thank you so much for 2000 subscribers. We actually hit it before the end of the year, so I'm really happy about it. There's a ton of days left. Can we hit 3k? Maybe. Hopefully we can. So, as you can see, we have every single unit ready up to be ranked. And yes, even the upgraded Titan TV man, which is not in the game yet. I will start ranking with this, the large TV person. So in my opinion, this guy goes in B tier. That is because it has average slowdown and the range is crazy. Like, the range is really good on this thing. That's why I put it there. I don't have any more words for it. Next, the large camera. The large camera is absolutely shit. Like, absolutely dog shit. I would not buy this at all if I knew it was this shit. D tier, immediately. Speaker fighter, C tier. This guy helped me a lot during chapter 2. He used to knock back G-Man, the Malformed Strider, every single boss, every single NPC. Yeah, he's like between C and B, but I think C because the knockback wasn't that good anyways. Okay, next up we have the TV woman. She is gonna be A tier. I don't know if you all will agree or not, but she deserves A tier. Those flames deal crazy damage and they also last long. So it's free passive damage. Plus it's full AoE and air and hidden. I just wish she could control the toilets. That would have been cool. Next is gonna be the helicopter speaker. This thing isn't that good, okay? I'll tell you right now. But it gets B tier, above the large TV person. That is because it has great knockback for a small cooldown. Unfortunately, the resistance sucks. That's why I put it in B tier. Now it's time for the large speaker. The large speaker goes into D tier, above the large camera. That is because it has good fire rate, not so good damage. Next up, we're gonna do the researcher camera. This guy is definitely A tier. Not only it has splash damage, it also has good damage. It's almost equivalent to the camera sniper woman, and the AoE is good. But like I said, A tier. It doesn't deserve S tier, in my opinion. If you want to buy something better, you can go ahead and buy the camera sniper woman. Now this one is an absolute f***ing unit. I'll put her at S tier. Reasons: she costs less than this guy. She does a lot of damage. You can place 8 of her. And I always use the camera woman in every single game. That's why she deserves S tier. She's amazing. She's like one of the best starter units. Let's not say the best. I think there's quite a few more here. Next is the TV person. This thing is shit. The AoE is shit, the slow is shit, the damage is shit. But it's better than the large camera. There's nothing else to say about it. Next up, dancing cameraman. This thing is shit. It's worse than the large camera. I haven't seen one person use this thing. Next is the camera strider. This thing is also an absolute unit. It has great AoE. It has 2 moves. It'll go above the TV woman but below the researcher, because the researcher has better resistance than this camera strider. Next, the speaker strider. This is great, like, trust me. This is amazing. I put this above the camera strider. That is because it can knock back the G-Man 1.0. That's why I put it there. The knockback is really good on this thing. It deserves A tier, trust me. Next, the engineer. A tier, top of A tier so far. He defends, he attacks, he does a lot of damage, okay? The last thing he spawns has 75k HP, which is crazy. But the cooldown though, the cooldown is really bad. I think it's 200 seconds. So I am not putting him in S tier with that 200-second cooldown. And you can only place 5 of him, which is another downside. Next up is the high-tech camera. This thing is above the engineer in the A tier, so it takes the first spot. The damage went from 10k per second to 2.5k per second for each one of them, which doesn't make it S tier. Next up is the plunger camera. This thing S tier immediately. I think it's 403 seconds damage. It has crazy splash damage, and oh my god, the best part is you can place 30 of it. Next will be the camera reaper. The camera reaper deserves A tier, but below the engineer. That is because you can only place 3 of it. Yep, you heard that right, only 3 of it. The range is not that good, it's full AoE, it can spawn skeletons and marsh folks. That's about it. The damage is also not that good. I'd still rather go for camera woman. Next up we have Space Detainer. Space Detainer deserves above engineer, but below the high tech, unfortunately. That is because the high tech still does more damage than the Space Detainer, and has a I think it has a full map AoE. So the Space Detainer, in comparison to the engineer, you can place 5 of both, but this guy does more damage because it also has a huge hitbox. The range is small, but it definitely does more damage than the engineer. Next up, the DJ woman. It does 0 damage, but it's gotta be in the S tier. Come on, who doesn't need boosts? Have you seen the buffs? Amazing! Especially that range buff, which makes the hitboxes go crazier than they were. That's why it deserves S tier. Next up, we have Titan Cameraman. The Titan Cameraman goes above the Space Detainer, but below the high tech. The only difference between these two is that the high tech has full map AoE. You can place 8 of it. If you could place 8 of this, I would have put it in the top, but no, it doesn't deserve the top. Next will be the Space UFO. Goes below the Titan Cameraman. You can place 8 of it, it does 5.5k damage per piece. That's 44k damage for all 8 of them. And the AoE is also not that good. That's why I put it there. Mech Camera. I'll put this below the Titan Cameraman again. If you saw my showcase video, I put over 40 of this guy, but a few days later, this guy got a massive nerf, down to only 3. You can only place 3 of this, which is really bad. I don't know why 3, it could have been 5, could have been 8, they just had to put it at 3. This guy has 5 moves, if I'm not wrong, which deal crazy amount of damage, but the AoE, it's not that good. The AoE is not that good. The cooldowns are better. I think I'm just gonna follow what my mind says and put it here. It is good. It's also cheap. Next is the Camera Fighter. Definitely A tier. One of the best starters. This thing never got a nerf, it only got buffed. I'll put this definitely above the Camera Reaper. No arguing about it. Damage, range, cooldowns, everything is crazy about this unit. And it's a free unit as well. I should be putting this in the S tier, but no, I'll put it here, because it lacks some damage to be worthy of getting put up there. Oh, and did I say you can place a lot of it, like you can place up to 50 of this thing. Next is Titan TV Man, which deserves first spot of A tier. No arguing about it, it just deserves the first spot. Why? Slowdown, crazy damage, you can place 3 of it. It can slow anything, it doesn't matter if they have glasses or not. Okay? That's good. Next, the speaker Titan. Everyone used this before update 2. They still use it even in update 2. It's amazing. The damage may not be the best, but in my opinion it gets first spot. Now listen to me. That is because of the knockback. People abuse this unit to get in the leaderboard, and they still do. Like imagine bro, this thing's knockback is crazy. I'd rather use this for knockback than this for damage. Let's start with the top 4. Orbital camera, immediate S tier. Top of S tier actually. It does 700k damage in just 40 seconds. Next up, the upgraded Titan cameraman. Top of S tier. Do I need to say why? It got buffed, like a lot. The damage got buffed. Camera Titan also does stack damage, stacked moves, which means if he uses the hammer, he can also use the core, the cannons, everything else at the same time. Unlike this next unit, the upgraded Titan speaker, which goes below it. Now you might say, oh, the damage is way better, it's got a huge damage, it has 200k on the spin. I don't give a shit, this thing cannot stack moves. What I mean by that is, if the Titan speaker uses his core, he cannot use any other moves. I was hoping for a move stack like the upgraded camera, but no, we got this dog shit. And the devs also don't wanna buff it, so that's a big L. Now for the last one, the upgraded Titan TV man. I know nothing about this unit. This thing, as the devs have said so far, it's gonna be the best unit. So I will believe what they say, and I will put this in the question mark tier. What do you expect? To put it above S tier? And that is my whole chart here. That's about it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like and sub. And as always, until next time,
Bye.